Hey Fug, how are you? Hey, hey, hey. Good morning, good morning. How are you all? Hey Dove Kitty, hey B, hey Care. How are you all doing? How are you all? Good, hope you're doing good too. I am doing good, getting there slowly. Pretty good. Hey Nonon, how are you? I'm glad you're good, B. I did I was talking about, hi Ria, I was talking to Carl about anxiety and all the difference is that with anxiety and stuff, and I thought I would do a bit of a stream on anxiety. I've wrote everything down and I'm going to sort of maybe give a little bit of insight of my anxiety and how I'm feeling at the end as well. You look pretty today, girl. Thanks, babe. That's sweet. Thank you so much. So we had like, I just thought I would just go into it a little bit. We got a little bit to read, but I thought it'd be interesting to do it nevertheless, if everyone's game. Just sort of go in and we can like discuss things. And I think anxiety, you know, a lot of us do have anxiety, so it'd be a bit of a intake on others and like how you feel about it, and you know what I'm saying. So I thought it'd be quite good. And hopefully like my little bit at the end that will give a little bit more insight into what's gone on the last few months and how it's affected and that kind of thing. Hopefully I might come make more sense to people. So I'll just get into it. So anxiety disorder, we all know what anxiety disorder is. Anxiety is the most part of fear. We all have fear, whether we fear this, that or the other. On the most part, most people on average suffer with fear of something. With most people with severe anxiety, it's kind of like a worry of such, and it can also have a physical and mental impact on you. There are a few types of anxiety disorders, right? There are general anxiety, panic disorder, social anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, skin picking, hair pulling, body dysphoric disorder, and post-traumatic stress. They're the ones that the main ones. Okay, so I'm going to go through them all and what that entails. Good morning, Bab. So on the general, it's called GAD, which is general anxiety disorder. This one is the main one that people worry, where average people have, you know, one or two scenarios in their head. And somebody that suffers with the general anxiety will have a million scenarios going on in their head. They'll think, oh my god, this, that or the other, and it just emphasizes everything. And I think general disorder is pretty much what I think, if not everyone, most people have, is that general anxiety of something or other. Go on then to the panic disorder. A panic disorder, you'll have regular panic attacks. These will range from a small feeling of uncomfortableness, like just not wanting to be there, difficulty just wanting to be home in your safe place, to feeling like you're going to die, like genuinely feeling like you're going to die. You feel like you're having a heart attack, you feel like you can't breathe, you know. There is so many. A few of the symptoms of a panic disorder, and I say a few, there's a friggin' load. We'll definitely get into that anon. So with the panic disorder, it's an overwhelming feeling of dread, fear. It can lead to chest pains, heart beating faster, fear of going to die / heart attack, sweating, hot flushes, chills, shivers, dry mouth, shortness of breath, feeling of choking, feeling sick, dizzy, feeling like you're going to faint, need to visit the bathroom, stomach churning, ringing of ears. They're just some of the small few things that people with panic disorders will feel if they're having some kind of attack. So it's kind of like a detachment. Like it's really hard to explain most of these, obviously, for obvious reasons, but you kind of feel detached, like, you know, the feeling that you're having when you're having it is how can I say, you know, in your head it's not real, right? You know, you're aware of this, you know it's not logical to feel the way you're feeling, but yet on some parts you can't help it. You can't, your mind overpowers any logic. So your logic is coming up to there, then your mind squishes that and says, no, this is hard, this is how it is, this is what it's about, this is how it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Hi, cute. The next is social anxiety disorder, also known as social phobia. Lots of people have fear about events, like who will be there. So like, it's more like if you're going to a social meeting, you know, do you dress this way or do you dress that way, and then, oh, what will they think of me if I dress this way? What will they think of me if I dress that way? It can like really can manifest into something way worse. And generally with the social anxiety, it becomes to the point of you are actually betraying the stuff that you're trying to hide. So for me, I know when I go to large rooms, I try and be confident, I try and do this, but where in reality I'm shaky, my voice is shaky, and I betray that to others, and then they're very wary, just like Anon said then, to what to say to me, because do they talk to me as normal? Do they bring up that I'm shaky? Do they bring up that your voice is trembling, or, you know, you're not being quote unquote normal? Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, even though you clearly don't want it or expect that of any shape or form, it does become something of an issue that you kind of put on yourself and make yourself become that. It's quite hard. It's such a bizarre feeling. Most of the time, like, if you do get to the place that you want to go, I actually started stuttering. Yeah, I stutter when I'm like, if I was in a room speaking to you guys, I would be stuttering. It does do that. But social thing, like meeting new people, dating, speaking in public, eating and drinking in public can be quite, I can't make myself talk at all. Yeah, this is what it says in the, I did loads of research today on not just like the bits that I'm familiar with, but I go into that in a bit as well, cute. But again, you know, you can't control it. That's another thing. You just there is no controlling of that, of the social part of that. There isn't any controlling. You can't go, oh my God, you're being so dumb. Like, do you know what I mean? There just isn't. There isn't a outcome of that. I believe is hereditary. So next one we're going to go into is phobias. So this is a fear of either objects, places, people, situations, and many, many more. People with a phobia will normally be able to carry out day-to-day things, but they'll normally, for somewhat, be able to avoid their phobia. So say somebody is scared of public transport. They're scared of like that public transport. They can't bear it. They will merge their day-to-day lives around something that they can avoid, that thing that makes them that anxious and shortness of breath, and you know, they will sort of, for the most part, try and lead a very, and I hate saying normal, I'm going to say average, a very quote unquote average life. Arachnophobia, or agoraphobia, sorry, I said that wrong, is a fear of certain situations where you feel like you can't escape. So this is where then people tend to sort of stay in their house. They don't want to go out because they can't control the situation out there. So like leaving their home, being in public is just such a huge freaking deal for them that, you know, and I can understand that to that degree. I've never been diagnosed of that, but I think that's where my anxiety comes in, of not wanting to leave the house. You know, it can be super distressing and super uncomfortable for anything like that. I start shaking and feel as though everyone is looking at me and judging me, and I try and avoid going out. That is one of the signs of anxiety. That's, you know, that is, I think you'll find most people with this kind of anxiety will say those exact words, that they start shaking, your voice starts going a little bit. Yeah. So the next one is OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. The time I can't even ride a car feeling I will die in an accident. Yeah, that's definitely agoraphobia. I can't say it properly. So there's two parts of OCD. There's the obsessive and there's the compulsive. The obsessive is an obsessive is an unwelcoming thoughts or images that keep coming. It's mostly ones that things that are not in your control. These things can be disturbing, which is, of course, makes the anxiety. Which, Island Mum, this is kind of where you come in on this bit, is where with the compulsive is something that you need to do to, and the obsessive, sorry, oh my God, it's where you feel like, oh well, if you're in an accident, I can't control that, or if I'm in this car and what if that happens, I can't control that. You know, it's a very much of a control. The compulsive is something that you talk about or need to repeat, i.e., you know, looking in the mirror to make sure you've brushed your hair, to turning the light switches off 17 million times, or, you know, whichever the case may be. This is all to do with compulsive. I'm just reading the chat to make sure I haven't missed anything. So OCD, and I think OCD really does sort of manifest in a lot of people, whether they realize it or not. It does really manifest in them, because they get to the point where they obsess about something. Like Island Mum said then, you know, that she obsesses that something's going to happen in a car accident, so that then will manifest in so bad that it becomes that then she's a phobia. So where there is, you know, I don't think that anyone got just one of these anxieties. I've learned techniques to deal with the anxiety for things beyond my control. Yeah. But I honestly think that there is, you know, there's so many different types, and especially with the OCD, is the impulse. I think it is more of the impulsive part, which, you know, has somewhat of an issue with everyone else. Like with the, you know, with the checking and the contaminating and all that sort of thing, that is what quote unquote people think OCD is. They think, oh, it's because they need to check the light bulb and do the light switch 3 times, or they need to go back 5 times and check the door. That's what people see OCD as, but it's way more than that. It's way more than just those little boxes. There's way more to it. The impulsive thoughts, this is probably where you came in, Island Mum, this is where your mind wanders to the most horrific of places. Can be super upsetting because you cannot explain it, and it can be fairly visual. My mum would constantly check the stove to make sure it was off, but she never cooked. Again, that's a compulsive thing, and I don't think people realize like how big OCD is. It's not just you got to wash your hands 10 times or you got to do this 5 times. It really isn't that. It's so much bigger than that. It's not just a square box. Do you know what I mean? It really isn't that, a square box that somebody just wants to be put into. The next one obviously is more what I do, is the skin picking and hair pulling. I don't do the hair pulling bit, but I do the skin picking. Skin picking is, well, just that. It's a healthy skin, normally around the fingers, to the point that they're bleeding, infected and sore. No one knows the cause of picking, but it's thought of a type that should have been more associated with the OCD, which again, even though it's something that's not in the OCD category, it's something that a lot of therapists have said, like, well, you know, it is more part of the OCD because you've started doing that and you continually do it, even though your fingers are hurting, they're bleeding, you can't put them in water without like stinging like a bitch. Do you know what I mean? So at that point then it becomes, again, from one box to a bigger box of, then it goes back to the OCD. Hair pulling, again, is the same. It's just you end up pulling hair from the scalp. You can end up with bald spots, and this is normally build-up of tension. It's funny, with the hair pulling is so much different to the skin picking. Even though you'd think it was in the same category, it's actually very different. The skin picking is more of a OCD thing. It's more of an anxiety ridden thing. Hair is more of a tension, you know, it's more of a release. You need to do it because it's a release of that frustration, that pent up aggression. It's a lot like cutting. I don't know if anybody knows about cutting. I used to do cutting years ago, and it was because I was so frustrated with certain things. That would be my relief. Like, I would never go deep, I would never do it too badly, but I would always just do, I still got scars, I'm not sure you'll be able to see them, but just enough for that release of that tension a little bit that would just make me feel so much better. And again, that goes along, it sort of steps back to the OCD, which all of this is sort of goes back to the OCD. Is pretty crazy. But the most, I think, that most people know of, my niece pulls her hair so badly, she's only 22 and has a huge bald spot on her hair. It's so sad. Wow, that is terrible. That is sad. Another one, oh my god, I just did that one. Body dysphoric. We all know what that is. You know, we all know that we see our bodies very differently. That happens. You know I did, and I'm sure a lot of other teens did when they were younger, had eating disorders, and you know, you always felt like you were fat, you were ugly, you were this, you were that. You know, it took me many, many years to get past, and I still say I have an eating disorder, even though I clearly don't. And I eat and I don't. It's always that little niggle at the back of your head that you are that one step away from having that eating disorder again. I know that sounds really bizarre, but it really is. Like, you get that feel of like you're not good enough with the body dysphoria. You're not good enough, you're ugly, you're fat, you're not tall enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not attractive enough, your eyes are not blue enough, your hair is not blonde enough. It's always that something that's wrong with you, where in reality people are seeing you very, very differently than how you're seeing yourself. But it's hard for you to say, well, yeah, you know, I get it. Do you know what I mean? And again, then you sort of go to the most one that everybody, you know, knows of, is the post-traumatic stress syndrome. This obviously can go from anything from, you know, army boys that have gone to war and see things, to childhood, to a car crash, you know, something that within your life you found extremely traumatic. That's sort of where the PTSD sort of comes back into play. But again, with the PTSD, although it's got a name of its own, it's very much a lot of the other ones included in this. So it can make people feel like they're not good enough. It can make people feel useless. It can make people feel that, I don't know what's the word, like, head, not hair. It can make you feel like people are looking at you and know what you're thinking, and what you're thinking you don't want other people to think, because it's like, oh my god, I cannot have people thinking like that. Like, what if people really genuinely think like that of me? Like, oh my god. And it's super hard to sort of think of it in any other way, but people can read your mind. Hey, no one knows where or what or how cause of anxiety. Some can deal with it, some can't. Some are more acceptable, which is, somebody said up, you know, about whether it's genetics or whether it's, you know, just something. I don't know. I don't think it's something that we'll ever fully know, is whether it's genetics or whether, you know, whether it's something else. But I'm gonna read some bits that I wrote to maybe give you a little bit of an insight on me at this point, and maybe for you to understand a little bit more. I was in a very bad car accident in the winter that cannot drive in the winter again. It caused me to relive what happened, and that's the post-traumatic stress syndrome. That's 100% that. So I've put here, I'm going to read it, because if I was just going to say it, I wouldn't say it properly, or I'd fuck it up. So I'm going to try and give you a little bit of insight into mine. Okay, so for me, I think childhood trauma, i.e. adoption, abuse, the recent loss of my mum, caused all of the routines, uproot all the routines in my brain. I find myself wanting to please people. I struggle to say the word no. I always try to do what others want me to do or want from me. I honestly think a lot of people suffer day to day with anxiety. Just sometimes people can cope with stress better than others. For me, I don't cope well. As you all know, I'm a picker. This is all new to me. Started with this whole Leslie Bass thing. I guess with me unable to be in control or knowing I was going to get the hate, not just from LB, but from KJ, Steve, TT, Adria, Britta's, etc. Should I have walked away at this point? Yes, most definitely. But I do insist on putting on a huge show, and that nothing phases me. We all do it. I think we don't want others to see our weaknesses. Showing that makes me think worse. Like the girls knew that I was struggling and went harder for me, knowing that this could push me. Maybe this was their plan to get me away, who knows? But for me, I don't like to show weakness if I can help it. Although over the past few weeks, months, I have used this channel to try and explain everything to it. Not everything comes out, but I am trying to be more open about my anxiety, trying to being the word. I know I find myself giving half truths, and I will tell, but then I will hold back a little bit, which makes me look like, I know I find myself giving half truths. I will tell a bit and then I'll find myself holding back, which is why maybe people think that I'm lying, or they'll use the bit that I did say to take the piss. Either way, I do kind of get it. In some things, I guess seems like I'm stupid. If you yourself don't suffer with it, it can seem odd. You can even come across as a bit strange. I'm on meds and I refuse to be ashamed of this and be made to feel like I'm stupid, an idiot, or even dumb. I'm not. I just need help to get through these things that I am struggling with. Remember, pills, therapy, they're all there to help. It does not make you weak or inact. It makes us all human, and now and again we all need helping hand in life, some more than others. Saying that, I really would like to open up, and I really would like to take my time for you to get to know what I guess makes me tick. Just remember, it's okay to be quote unquote odd, strange, or weird. It's all okay to feel a certain way. We all have to live our lives the way we can, and sometimes that's different to our friends or family members. It doesn't make us less of a person, less of a human being or a person. It just makes us a little different. But remember, different is not always bad. Different is sometimes beautiful. I think Amzi was just running in and leaving. Does your daughter pick cute, did you say? You are beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you. I do try and explain, like, and I know sometimes I can come off like I'm maybe not telling the whole truth, because I'm not. You know, I do try really hard to be open on this channel about my anxiety, and I do to a degree. But I think when I do that little bit of truth and then sort of backtrack and be like, no, but I'm okay, it's fine, I'm okay, I'm fine, that then gives, I'm going to use Brit as an example. Brit is to do the video on taking the piss out of my anxiety or taking the piss out of my picking. Do you know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get why she thinks it's funny. I really do. I understand it, because it's hard for people not to understand when you're going through something. This is true. To show your weakness is the brave thing. If people don't have anxiety, they don't understand. You're not weird, Joe. I never saw you as weird. Thank you, cute. You put it out beautifully. Thank you. We're all perfectly imperfect. I agree with that. Thank you, cute. It's just, I do try and be open, and I do understand why they would take things and run with it, you know, and them using certain things. And it is, if you don't suffer with anxiety or anything, you know, it is something that I suppose is funny to them. And it's funny, you know, that I do these things or I say these things, and I can possibly come across as I'm not telling the whole truth about a situation, which is not the case in the most part. I am telling the truth. I'm just not telling the whole truth to how I exactly feel. Because I could sit here and tell you, like, I feel like A, B, and C. That would be hard for people to not understand, who don't get it. I've been so anxious I couldn't even say hi to you. As it is, I'm in tears. Oh, Kathy, we love you. But they do it. They make fun of it, degrading you. That's the worst part. I know, but I still understand, because I probably come off like I'm lying. I probably come off as the weirdo. I come off as the strange person. I come off as like, oh my god, what kind of fucking person sits there and picks their fingers? Like, that's just freaking stupid. Do you know what I mean? And they're not seeing what that does to somebody on, like, the inside. You know, as well as, like, they'll go down, and I'm not blaming Britta for this. She doesn't understand, and that's fine. So I'm not going to sit there and bitch and blame her for that. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get that it's a real thing. It's a real anxiety. It's a real thing. You know, so I'm not going to bitch about that because she doesn't know any better. Maybe the struggle is knowing it's okay to be yourself and not care what others think. The peeps don't like you for who you are, then let them go. I agree, and none. I'm on meds and anxiety and PTSD. I'm glad you're on meds. And we all can remember as well, is like, you know, meds is not a weakness. Like, it really isn't. If we need medication to help us through the day, then that's okay. That doesn't make us, as Carrie puts it beautifully earlier when I was talking to her about it, it doesn't make us quote unquote nut jobs. You know, it doesn't. And, you know, if that's the case, if it does make us nut jobs, then okay, then we'll be all nut jobs together. I am just listening due to online learning, my kids. But Joe, that was perfectly said, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you, housewife. To them, it's easy to destroy somebody's character than feel empathy. Yeah. And I don't, you know, I don't care that in a certain aspect that they want to do that. Is that just makes them that they don't get it. So, and I understand that, you know, I get it. I'm on meds too for anxiety, and I'm not ashamed. Good for you, cute. It's definitely, and it isn't anything. Like, I asked just recently if I can be forwarded to a therapist. I'm not going to be ashamed of that. I feel like I need therapy. I feel like I need, you know, I feel like rightly or wrongly, and people might say, oh my god, how can you let YouTube stuff affect you this much? I am that person. I do struggle to say no to people. I really do. Like, Carrie will vouch for that with me. Like, I really do struggle. I struggle to say no to people. I struggle when people don't like me, because for me, when people don't like me, it's not just, oh my god, they just don't like me. It's, I must have done something. Because, like, people must have, they must have, I must have done something. It's not just they're nasty or they just don't like me, and that's okay not to like me. I take that as I'm the shittiest person ever, and I've done this, and I must have done that, and you know, just all these things. And then I sit there, and then like people will tell me like, Jo, you didn't. Do you know what I mean? You didn't deserve that. I don't think it's okay to make fun of somebody you don't understand. Maybe ask instead. Don't blame you for putting on a facade because of this. This shows all of you. Plus you put it in. Yeah, I agree with that. Hi guys, I'm new to this channel but never engage in convo. However, I just wanted to say it's never right to make fun of someone feels less than because someone makes them feel better. Thank you, Tina. It's just hard sometimes to tell somebody, especially over camera, exactly how I feel about something, you know? And I can understand how people may think, well, she's a liar because I didn't tell the whole fact, you know? Or I didn't come across correctly, or I said something, a word when I should have said a different word. And I think, to be fair, whether it was for that or for something else, it would always be something. Do you know what I'm saying? If people are gonna go after something, it's gonna be something. I just need to find that comfortable place within myself that I find it's okay if somebody doesn't like me, you know? And I suppose, like, with the Leslie thing, I was all in. I was, you know, whatever Leslie needed, I was there. I genuinely, like, cared for her. I thought we had a real friendship. And then when she said those things on a live, which you all heard, oh, well, I would never allow her around my kids, and laughing about the way I look, or what else did she laugh about? My teeth, or me being dumb with, like, because my spelling shit, you know? All those things it took a huge toll on me. I'm not even gonna lie, it really did, because I was like, wow, you know, wow, I literally, like, gave a shit about this person, and for what? It wasn't real. I would never come up in normal conversation that when I was 51 I saw my dad choking my mum. Oh my god. Oh, when I was 5, sorry, I saw my dad choking my mum. See, Kathy, that's where the PTSD comes in to play with that. I just don't get why people are mean. We don't either, Tina. And welcome, by the way. Sorry, I didn't say welcome. Exactly, Jo. My own sister doesn't understand my anxiety, and we used to fight all the time until I told her she needs to research on anxiety. Yeah, that is really traumatic to actually witness that kind of behaviour. I agree, no child should ever see that. And I'm glad that you again helped, Kathy. Hi, Jeed. Thank you. It is super hard with anybody with anxiety, depression. You know, it's super hard, not just for us, but also for the people like Cute just said then, you know. It's for the people around us. Like, I know Carl struggles with it. I know that he doesn't completely understand it. He is the best. He does everything he possibly can. But I also know that he doesn't completely understand it. He's researched it and he looked things up and all of that, but he still wouldn't understand it because he doesn't understand that bit. I told my brother he was 9. He almost shot Daddy to wake him. Stop. That's awful, Kathy. That really, really is. You should tell your doctor or therapist that just to get it off your chest, babe. I don't understand how people can be so mean. I couldn't engage in that kind of behaviour. I watched my mom suffer from depression all her life, long before there were meds for it. And that's the thing, like, we're very lucky to be where we are in the medicine right now. You know, that there are medicines for it. Back in the day, you know, there was things like electric shock therapy, and somebody like me might have even ended up in a mental institution back in the day, you know, because I do struggle day-to-day life. Oh my goodness, why would somebody be so hateful? I'm sorry, but I don't get why people can't just be kind. I mean, it isn't really hard. I agree. I do try and sort of make excuses because, like, I know I used Britta's video as an example, and obviously, I don't hate Britta's. I got no hate for Britta's. But for somebody who don't understand anxiety, it can be funny. You know, she's going to sit there and she's going to take the piss out of my fingers, or she's going to take the piss that I stutter sometimes and fall over my words. And it's funny to them. That's funny. They find it funny. In my world, it's not fun though. If anything, it's like a big friggin' weight on my shoulders that I carry every single day. And I know a lot of you guys will understand that, as that is such a huge thing to carry on somebody's shoulders. You know, the thoughts of just getting dressed and getting out of bed of a day is something that I actually, this is going to sound so dumb, but if I get up, like today, I got up, I had a shower, I did my hair, I did my makeup, I got dressed. This right here is a fucking achievement. This put together is a fucking achievement. This is something that generally doesn't happen. You know, just getting up and getting in the shower is a fucking achievement. Washing my hair, that is an achievement. Do you know what I mean? It just because somebody doesn't understand it, it shouldn't be there for taking the piss out of, and unfortunately it is. Like, you know, it is that thing that this put together is like, it might be an everyday thing for other people, but this put together for me is something that I'm proud of. I'm proud that I got up today. I'm proud that I done this today. I'm proud that I actually put some makeup on today. You look pretty with your hair down. Thank you, Diva. Carrie says, hell yeah, it is. If no one has told you today, I'm very proud of you for doing that for yourself, because you deserve it. Thank you, Tina. Kathy, you are amazing, and we love you so much, and you really are absolutely amazing. I definitely think you should tell your doctor or your therapist, just someone just to get it off your chest a little bit. You can always tell us, obviously, you know, we're here for you if it helps. perhaps we will happily be here. We are all certainly happy you showered. Bitch. It's funny, isn't it? It is, because like for a normal, and I hate saying normal, I'm going to say average night. For an average person, getting up and showering and putting makeup on is such a normal day-to-day occurrence. For me, it's not. You know, I'll get up, say 9, 10 o'clock of the morning, right? And I'll say, I'll have a coffee and then I'll jump in the shower, okay? It'll take me till 3, 4 o'clock before I actually get in the shower, because it's took me that long to build up to be able to get myself up out of bed to get in the shower. It's so bizarre. My dad is selfish. When my mum died when I was 15, my next door neighbour was a therapist and told him I needed therapy, but he never did. That's sad. That is really sad. And you definitely would have needed therapy. Like, I was 41 when my mum, 41? How old am I now? Yeah, 41 when my mum died. And I feel like I need therapy from that. For sure. Let alone a child. I just think we, you know, if we could educate people and be more understanding to other people's illnesses. You know, sometimes it's not an illness that you can see. Sometimes it's an invisible illness, and invisible illnesses count as well. You know, and it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be strange. It's okay to be a bit of an oddball. We all are in a certain way. I guess we just got to learn to embrace it. And for me, that's going to be where my struggle's at. My struggle is really, I probably should have left YouTube with the whole Leslie Bass thing. I should have. And I know I should have. I know I should have left YouTube and just walked away, even if it was for a few months. But that stubborn part of me was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I should have. In reality, I really, really should have walked away. I should have just been like, you know, this is too much. And I think after the live in her bathroom and her saying those nasty things, that's the time that I should have just closed my computer down and not come back for a bit, because it had such a huge impact that it really did impact my life and impact my brain. And that's still, those words still play in my head. And I know, and I get it, people like say, what does it care what she says? Like, what does it care if she cared that you know, called you, you know, well, I wouldn't have her around my kids, or taking the piss out of my spelling or grammar, or called me ugly, or called me fat. Like, why does it matter? Because it did matter. It mattered to me. And I think, you know, other people need to maybe try and have that little bit of empathy to people, and that little bit of understanding that we're gonna have those days. You know, we are gonna have those days. Empathy needs to be taught and practiced. I made sure my kids learned how to be empathetic. Isla Mum, I couldn't agree more. Watching you fight all of this is very brave, I think. Thanks for sharing with us. Hi, Just Grand, thank you. She still denies that she traumatized you. That's the worst part. That's when I totally started ignoring everyone else. I don't know how she could deny it. It's on video. But, okay. And maybe that's bad on me. Maybe that's my bad for giving her that much clout that hurt my feelings so badly and like had such an impact on my mental health. Maybe that's my bad that I gave her that much. Again, should I have walked away? Probably. Did I? Nope. Because I think my stubborn part always overrules everything with me, that I get so stubborn, and I always, this is so dumb, but I always thrive to be better. Like, I do. I always thrive to be better. And like the whole thing, like, I knew where it was going. I knew that it was only a matter of time before she got Katie Joy and her to come after me. And it didn't take long for that to happen, you know? It didn't take long for her or them to get in Katie's ear that she sat there for an hour and did a stream about me, saying, you know, all the things that she said. So I knew it was all coming, and I knew that I was going to get more hate from Katie, even though months before I had apologized. And I think that's why a lot of her, you know, hardcore supporters were mad at her, because she had accepted my apology and then turned it around to, well, Joe's a piece of shit, like Joe's this, Joe's that, Joe's the other. So, and that's why a lot of her long-time supporters were upset with her. Have she spoken about me since? I don't know. I don't think so. Nobody have ever said anything. Again, I don't know. I don't watch her. But people saw the thing that, wait a minute, so Joe comes out, says she's sorry, tells you that, you know, she's sorry for everything she did, she's sorry for doing this, that and the other, and now that you're friends with Leslie, you want to use Joe as a human punch bag. And that's how it came across. You gave her your power away. Now it's time to take it back. I agree with that. I don't know, Joe, the impact would still have been there, but sticking here for now, and now it's over. 3 months later it'll probably start again. You did give her much power. I did give her too much power. You're a human, Joe, of course. This hard words hurt, even more if it's someone you cared about. She's picking on the things that'll hurt you the most, and I'm glad you have a stubborn streak. It's what saved you. Yeah, it did. I'm going to jump off here, but remember that you are important and relevant to take care of yourself and be strong and take care of all the day at a time. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, I'm glad I got a stubborn streak as well. I'm glad that I did stick it out. I'm glad that, you know, and I don't think Katie Joy has said anything further about me, or nobody's come and told me. So, you know, I'm glad maybe she saw that I've not done anything to warrant that or deserve that. I hope so. Will bits keep coming up? Probably. But that's where I have to learn then to not give them the power and not give in to them. That I need to stand up for myself, and I need to stand my ground and be, you know, was I a shitty person? Did I do shitty things? Fuck yeah, I did. I've also apologized numerous times for those shitty things that I've done. I've sat here, picked my whole freaking finger. I've sat here, you know, and gone over and over like, oh, well, could I have done this differently? Or could I have done that differently? Or, you know, could I have said something differently to stop them saying certain things? Probably not. I probably couldn't have done or said anything different. You know, I said I said to a few of you what was going to happen. Bye, Tina. Have a great day, and thank you for joining us. I don't watch KJ anymore. I will not support her in any way. No, I don't watch her, but I don't hate her. I don't hate her, but I don't like her either. I want no part of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Pretty sure you know how I feel about bullies, so I won't be so nice next time. I just think, you know, if people could have a bit more understanding and understand what these things do to people, and maybe if I was a little bit open more about it, you know, they would have understood it a little more. I don't know. Would, if I had explained my anxiety and why I had anxiety and why I felt like this was causing me a lot of anxiety, would, say for example, Britta's not done that video taking the piss out of my anxiety? Probably not. So, you know, but again, I'm just using Britta as an example. I'm not hating on Britta's, but probably not, because it's funny to somebody who don't understand. She hurts people and then expects sympathy. Yeah. I kept my mouth shut a lot while they said nasty shit about both of us. Next time I'm not going to. I'm not either. I'm with you, Dove. I'm not either. Like somebody else said further up, I gave my power away, and I gave it to I suppose I did. I give it to Leslie, and like I allowed Leslie's words to hurt me deeply, and I shouldn't have done that. So that's my fault. That's not even her fault. That's my fault. And for the others, they're gonna follow my leader, and that's what happens, you know. And I can't talk. I was part of that. So as much as I'm feeling sorry for myself during this, I still had to put into perspective that I was just as much as a bitch back in the day when I first started YouTube, and for those first few months that I went after Katie Joy, I was that much of a bitch as well. Which is why I've worked and tried so hard to move away from that, and have done for a good few months now, to to the point of, you know, let's get the channel to something better. Let's get where we can talk about something, you know. If, for example, if Kathy needed one day to talk about her childhood, there's somewhere that she can come and talk about it. Do you know what I mean? And, or if I'm feeling a certain way, I can come and talk to you guys and not feel like, well, I won't say that bit because that bit makes me sound like I'm crazy. I told you months ago, Joe, but no, don't you listen to me. Dove was right. I think we are all gaining strength from this conversation. Thanks, Joe, and everyone for sharing. I know how difficult it is. Yeah. It's just, you know, if people could have just, we don't expect anybody to understand 100%, because nobody's gonna understand 100% what goes on in our own head. It's just, it's not, and people don't, you know. But if we can have a little bit more empathy for people that are struggling with these invisible illnesses, we have to remember online friends are just that. Most of us never met and have real relationships. Online people are different, and I think that's where, for me, a non I struggle with, because my friends who I class as friends are someone that I will go hard for. I will, you know, fight till the death for, because my friends are family that I've chosen. Does that make sense? And from doing research today, just try and give you guys a little bit of insight, it seems like that's part of the depression, that is part of the anxiety, where I try and be part of it. I want to be friends with everybody, and it just doesn't work out, you know. I wanted to so badly be friends, I suppose, and real friends, and I obviously know now that wasn't the case. It was for me, but it wasn't for the other parties. I went hard on you, Joe, back then, but I'm glad I stuck around and I wasn't mean to you. At least I don't think I was, because I always put myself in other shoes. You were never mean, love. It's just hard for people to, you know, get it. And like the last few months, you know, I think I've started to go in uni's chat, and I started watching uni, and then like I'd have people going, oh, well, are you not friends with Leslie anymore? And I'd be like, yeah, why? It's like when I started sort of moving away, then people started to think that like bad things, and then it's just, well, why can't I watch other people? Like, do I agree with everything Little Red says? No, I probably don't agree with 90% that Little Red says. But she's funny as fuck. Like, her accent just makes me laugh. She does make me chuckle. I don't agree with everything that she does or says, and I'm sure probably 100% I say that she doesn't agree with. Hey, PJ. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that just because I don't agree with her or what her channel's about, that I'm not gonna go and watch her and see what she has to say. You know, I don't agree with everything that she's got to say, and I'm damn sure she never agrees with anything I've got to say, but it doesn't mean that I can bitch about her. I just don't agree with her, and that's fine. And that's where that's where my learning curve is coming in, is trying to be more understanding. You know, that's Little Red's thing. I'm using Little Red as an example, because I know she won't mind me using her as an example. Like, that's Little Red's thing. No, she likes getting online with her friends, they like having a giggle, they like having a chat, and that's fine, you know, that's Little Red's thing. Is it mine? No. Does that make either of us right or wrong? No, of course not. It's just her thing. That's what her channel is about. And then I have to respect that, and I hope she respects me enough that my channel is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But I just don't think that we should be like, I'm not going to sit here and go, well, Little Red said A, B, and C, and I think Little Red's a piece of shit because she said A, B, or C. That's absolutely not going to be the case. She has every right to think, feel, and say what she wants to, just like I do. I don't just understand just because you ain't friends with Leslie anymore why others left you. I was on your channel for you, Joe. This is your channel, not Leslie. Thank you. Unfortunately, like, I think others saw it just like the Katie, Joy and Leslie thing, that we had to pick sides, and I think this is very similar in that sort of sense, as people felt like they needed to pick sides and go away from here to Leslie or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? I had a fixed lunch. Enjoyed this very much. Ah, thank you. The sad thing is, in my life, with me being disabled, I have no real friends in real life, just Facebook friends, most childhood and support groups. This and the lockdown hasn't helped. I've got friends in real life, not a lot. I don't, as you know, I don't go out very far, so I don't have friends, but I'm very lucky that I do have some really, really good friends around here that helped me out loads. Like just go walking at the shop yesterday, one of my friends was on her doorstep talking to another friend, and she was genuinely happy to see me out, like just to see me out, and just, you know, was just like, oh my god, you look so beautiful. And do you know what I mean? How the heck did you get 2 lives going at the same time? Oh, I've done that, PJ. It's an absolute nightmare. I go into Little Red's channel because of the chat. It doesn't mean I agree with Little Red. She is nice and makes me laugh. She's this is the thing with Little Red, like, I get she can hurt people's feelings. And trust me, she's come at me, so I get that she can, you know, she can hurt my feelings as well, and I understand that. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna, like, hang her to the cross because I don't like what she's saying. Hi, Black. Do you have any opinion on uni bullying? It's Bricklow Girl. I don't really, because to be honest, I really don't know what went on. I know he did a little live, and I know that him and Kyle was going over the videos, but I haven't really watched it all. I haven't been too well the last little bit of time, so I know people will get mad, but I do find Little Red funny and entertaining. I think most people do. That's why she gets the numbers. Like, she's funny. And I think even when she is being nasty, and like, trust me, I've had nasty from Little Red. Like, she's come at me and said some really hurtful things, but she's still funny about it. But she's a funny girl. Like, her little freaking one-liners kill me. Honest to God, I'm sat there and I'm like, oh my God, you got to stop, Red. Literally, my stomach's hurting. Like, her little one-liners, like, even if they are against me or against Leslie or KJ or whoever, her little one-liners, or Uni, her little one-liners are pretty damn funny. And that Dottie, she's quite fucking funny as well, to be fair. Like, she'll just all of a sudden, she'll be silent, and then all of a sudden she'll just pipe up, like, with fuck off. And I'm like, oh, okay, there she is. I find that quite amusing as well. She is quite amusing. She's like, literally, she's quiet for like a whole 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden she'll just like pipe up with a fuck off or shut up, or it's hilarious. But again, I don't have to agree with what they say. I can just be like, that's their thing, that's what they do, and that's okay. I'm just gonna get a drink a second. Yeah, so sorry Donut, I really don't have much of a thing. I haven't really found out what's going on, but I will find out more about it. But I did just see, literally all I saw was, and I saw a tiny bit of it, was they were over, was it him and Kyle was overlooking everything? I think that was what it was. Him and Kyle was overlooking. But I've watched a couple of what is it called? It's Brit Glow or something, called Glow Brit or something like that. I've watched a couple of her videos, and that eyeshadow girl, I'm pretty sure I'm fucking up their names and I'm butchering them. But I must admit, both of those don't seem like they go incredibly hard. Like I don't seem that they go hard on Katie, as in like criticizing her parenting or her beliefs, or you know, it is just normal criticism from what I saw. But again, I have saw very, very little, so you have to sort of take my view there with a bit of a pinch of salt. I don't understand why they were dragging smaller channels. I don't, if I'm honest. If you want to see the criticism, watch Mystery Tea. Okay, thank you. I'll definitely watch that. The hate video on Brit and Eyeshadow Island, that was it. Was in poor taste in my opinion, but I really don't care if anyone involved anymore. Each to their own. I agree with that as well, PJ. Yeah, that was it. Thank you. That was Eyeshadow Island. That was the girl. Like, I really don't, and I'm gonna say my truth, and that's my truth. The videos that I did see, and I will admit I haven't seen them all, so you know, you can hang me all later. The ones that I did see didn't sound like they were being like incredibly mean or nasty. It just sounded like normal criticism. Does that make sense? I've seriously hurt my fingers like here. I think that's a really good thing of putting it, the way of putting it, PJ. I hope this doesn't bring me hate, but I'm tired of seeing Uni defending KJ so badly, and annoys me. I think Uni is just a tad too much. I think a lot are feeling like that right now, cute, to be honest. I've spoken to a few people and a lot feel like that. I'm still a member, but I was contemplating cancelling my membership. Just like, I just feel that Katie doesn't need defending anymore. It's not coming hard for her anymore, you know. There is just a few people now just doing normal critique, which he's going to get being a big channel. I think Uni should crack on now doing his stuff. But again, you know, that's just me. Am I wrong? Am I right? You know, I don't think there is a wrong and right in this situation, but I do agree that I think it would be nice for him to just do, like, he hasn't done a normal live on Unirock 2 for so long, and it would be nice just to get back to a normal live of just, you know, whatever. That would be pretty cool. You know, I miss those lives. You know, he hasn't even done a non sequitur update or anything like that on Unirock 2, and normally he would have by now, even if it is just to recap on what Nate Brody had said or something, you know. I don't know, but I think a lot of people are feeling like that, cute. I don't think, you know, and Island Mum just said then, a lot of us are tired of it. And I think there are a lot, you know. Some are even stopping their memberships because of it. You know, they just want Uni to be Uni again. They just want him to, you know, you can still white knight for her. I do think that. I think if he wants a white knight for her, he can completely do that. But it would be nice for him to just get back to being Uni. I think he's lost himself by white knighting for her. I truly think he's depressed, to be, in my opinion. I think he's just lost himself. I do. I honestly do. I think he's lost what he's about because he's gone so hard for Katie that now he's forgot. And he's probably worried that if he doesn't continue to do it, will he lose more members? Will he lose views? Will he, you know, I don't know. It's a bit hard when Nate's pretty much summed it up. That's true, but he still does normally. Like, don't get me wrong, and this isn't a bitch at anybody. I love the way Nate does it, because even I can understand it. So if I can understand it, any fucker can understand it. But I still like Uni's input in it. I like the silly things that he does and the silly things that he says. And like, he'll get like busy, and it just makes it more fun. I like that part of it, even though Nate Brody has summed it all up for us. I would still personally, and this is just me, you don't have to agree obviously, I feel like if he'd done it as well, just putting that funny part into it and his own little opinion, it does, just because Nate does it doesn't mean that he can't too. I don't even like KJ in chats. No, I don't think anybody do. I think he lost subs defending KJ, so I don't understand why he still does. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's going to hit his channel. He needs to stop. I agree. And I've been saying this for weeks. Like, I think he just needs to find him again and find what he does. Find his channel again. Like, you know, is he ever going to be a KJ? Probably not, you know? But people like his lives. People like listening to him. People like him being silly. People like that, you know? And if we as members, you know, want those lives on Unirock too. That's what we pay for, you know? I do miss his chats and just regular content. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Just, you know, and I do understand what you're all saying, like, that Nate Brody has done it, so he doesn't need to. But I think people will just like have that bit of like that bit of silliness back. He acts on YouTube, you guys will see eventually. I think everyone sees eventually who somebody is. PJ, to be fair, babe. I don't know. Will he find himself again? Sorry, no, he's drinking out of a can. I think most people just want Uni back to be in Uni. I think the more he white knights for Katie, the more people he's going to lose. And I'm not saying that he needs to go after her. Like, he doesn't need to, like, go after her or anything like that, clearly. But I do think he needs to... It doesn't have to be... It's just like Katie's, like, is... And this is going to sound so bad, so, like, don't take it wrong. But it feels like Katie's in his screen, like, doing this and making him puppet. Do you know what I'm saying? It seems like it's her channel, and he's just... She's his puppet and makes him say and do what she wants him to do. And that's really bad to say that, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. That's what I feel. I feel like it's Katie's channel that she gets him to do the dirty bit on. Oh, excuse me. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong, obviously, but I do wish he would just get back to his freaking normal content, like, just being silly, commentating on shit. Like, I as a member want that back. Like, that was my, this is gonna sound so bizarre, but that was my getaway. Like, talking to everybody in chat and, like, just having a laugh with everybody. That was my getaway. And, like, it's not fun anymore. It's like it's constantly just, I don't know, I can't understand. I can't. Oh my god, Jones. I wonder if she's paying him. I don't think she is. I don't, honestly. I don't think she is. I think, and you know, we could be wrong. We could be that she isn't, but it just, for me, I would just like him to get back to his normal content and it not be about Katie all the time. Good chat people are gone. I know. She is. What was that? Oh, she's paying him. And PJ says she is. I just wish he would just stop. And like, he doesn't even have to go over after her. Like, he doesn't have to like be on the hate Katie bandwagon. Like, he really doesn't. But he doesn't have to be like he is, where his whole channel, his whole content is in defense of Katie Joy. I have proof. Ooh, PJ. I don't think she is. She values her money too much. And then Charlotte's put, really? To PJ. I don't know. Do I ever think he'll get back to that? I think he would struggle. If he doesn't do it soon, I think he's going to struggle to get back to the point that that people want to be there anymore. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to be all about Katie, but she makes him feel special because she knows she has him in her claws. I shared a Discord convo, a lot of hate, so I don't want to continue it, but I just stated what I know. Sorry for the controversy from me. You're okay, PJ. She gives him super chats, etc. Many do. I don't believe he's on her payroll. Yeah, I was the same as you, and none. Like, I give him super chats, doesn't mean he's on my payroll. But again, I'm not gonna like disbelieve PJ either. So, you know, I just do we ever think that he's going to get back to just his normal content and away from just complete defense of Katie? That's a question. Do we think he can do that? Do we think he's able to just go back and do his quote unquote normal content, being silly, being funny, you know, people in the chat? You know, he had such a good group of people. And somebody just said, I think it was Island Mum, I can't remember where it is now, it's up there somewhere. Island Mum just said then, a lot of people are leaving the chat because they're fed up of listening. And a lot of these people are now going over and watching people like Little Red, for example, because they still get in the chat, they're still getting the they're still getting what's being said and what's being done, but they're getting it that it's not a bow down. Switch accounts because I'm listening and I'm from work for this one. No problem, mams. I think at the end of it, payroll or not, people are annoyed with it. I absolutely agree. And it isn't just like, I know, like, obviously PJ got her own issues with uni, and I completely respect those issues, and she has every right to have those issues. You know, she really does. She was treated quite badly, and, you know, she's angry, and she's okay. She's okay to be angry. You know, but I'm not sure he can get back what he's lost at this point, and that's sad, and that is sad. It doesn't matter, PJ. It's change the fact that he still white knights for her. Little Red rocks. Best night streams. Sorry, a little bias. That's okay. Ultimately, I did not, it's not about me. I stepped back for the treatment of other mods, and I'm not really I don't care, honestly. Uni is a whole ass joke, but each to their own. I respect you all are cool. Oh god, he needs to denounce Katie, and even then it might be too late. Yeah, and that is like, for me personally, because I did like his streams. I really did. You know, I've said it for months. I liked that he was stupid. I liked that he was funny and being silly, and I liked that part. That was like my little thing. But he's losing, like, he used to be cool. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. And now it feels just wrong. Like, it feels like he's being, I don't know, I can't explain it. It says a lot though, right? Let's put it this way, right? I will catch the chat in a second. Little Red has, what, 600 people? 600 subs, 700 subs? She can hold, on a 3-hour stream, she can hold anywhere from 70 to 120 people, right, in her lives. Uni has 17,000, and he used to be able to hold hundreds. Like, when I first started going in there was so many people in the lives. Now it's gone down to not that dissimilar to Little Red's. So are people now being moved and going over to Little Red stream to watch, or are they just bored of listening? I like Tarkov too. I miss that. I know other people miss that as well. I like streams where everyone is welcome and everyone is interacted with. And that's what Little Red does try and do. I must admit, I got to give her credit there. She does try. Sometimes the chat can be a little bit different. Hi Amy. The chat can be a little bit different, and they do, like, I know with me, like, they, you know, they wanted apologies and that, and, you know, not that I didn't want to give them apologies, of course. I don't care about giving them apologies. If they deserved it, I will apologize. It would just be nice that I could apologize on my terms, not being demanded to be apologized to. Does that make sense? And that's not a dig at anyone in particular. It would just, that's maybe where Little Red will, maybe her mods will have been a bit more of a standing on that, and be able to be like, you know, somebody comes in that they all don't agree with, then maybe her mods can be like, you know, be nice or you're going to be timed out. And I think she will get to that point, because she really does want a place that everyone can go and everyone can talk if they want to. But I think she's a new channel. I'm still not there, like, of knowing exactly what I need to say or what I need to, you know, do and stuff like that. But it is a learning process. But I think she will, and I think she does do a pretty good job, to be fair. It will just take a little bit that her mods, and, you know, when people come in and people are starting to say, like, oh, why did you say this? You know, it'll be able to be like, okay, let's not get into it in chat. It's not for here, you know. Maybe message the person privately, not do it in Little Red's chat, because I've seen that a few times. But again, it's a learning curve, you know. We're all still learning. My husband will do way better Tarkov. It's harder. That's why he stopped. He can't play. You have to listen to the game. I never stay for the games. I must admit, I'm useless with the games. I do like how you admit when you're wrong, like last night. Yeah, Little Red won't let me pop off. Yeah, I learned that myself. It took someone's life being affected for me to learn, just send a text. Yeah. And I think like Little Red will do that. She will. I've got no doubt in my mind that she'll say to her mods, like, listen, you know, say if X, Y, or Z comes in and people are starting to be, you know, a bit bitchy, you know, give them warnings, tell them to stop, take it to their inbox, take it to their text, you know, whatever needs to be, take it there. Do you know what I mean? But again, I don't think that's necessarily a huge deal either. It's not like a deal breaker. I was very disrespectful to have his audience waiting for hours while he was on Periscope. Oh, that annoyed me so bad. Can I just say that? I was so frustrated because I was literally trying to stay awake for it, and in the end I got so frustrated that I ended up going to sleep and missed it anyway. And then it was on freaking Rock a Lot. I was annoyed by that. I must admit that really did annoy me, and I think it annoyed lots of people. People on the Periscope was even. I keep saying that word wrong. Periscope. What am I saying? How do I say it again? Dove, help me. How do I say Periscope? Periscope. I'm saying that wrong. I'm sure I'm saying that fucking wrong. And then blame members for getting mad. Yeah. I was mad. I'm not even gonna lie. I was mad purely because I had waited up Periscope. Thank you. Periscope. Thank you. Oh, I guess I said it wrong. Periscope. Okay, I got it. I never say it fucking right, I swear to God. Like, I need you girls to help me with words. Haha, better Dove for the win. I always, like, literally, I need you to tell. I can't speak words sometimes. Like, it just doesn't come out. Periscope. Apparently, I say it wrong too. Yay, I'm not the only one. You and Amzi say it wrong as well with me. I can never say it right. Like, honest to God, I never say it right. It's really bad. Periscope. Stay in school. Oh my God. Yeah, so I must admit, Donut I think asked, I was pretty upset with that, and I was purely that I was trying to stay awake so hard for this damn fucking live that was like stupid o'clock. And that's why sometimes, like, what I like that Nate Brody thinks about like other people from European countries, because he'll sometimes do random lives like at least once, twice a week during the day for us, which I love that. Then I get annoyed with members only. I want to engage in a conversation, not sit there and watch. I think he has to, I don't know, so again, Amzi would probably be able to tell me. Does he has to do that certain amount of times though, doesn't he? Because 12 members, you have to, don't you? The worst of speaking and reading, I get the B's. I don't know how or what's wrong with the school I went to. Do you know what I do? You know, I got dyslexia and I struggle with my B's and my D's, but like lowercasing, so I gotta go like that. B comes before D. That's how I figure out, like, the B comes before the D. Isn't that dumb? I still end up doing that. I always can't remember which line where it, so I know that's a B and that's a D. Watch more Sesame Street. I need to watch more fucking Sesame Street. Hi, hey. He keeps saying he's going to do lives and never shows up. I give up. I think he's, and I could be wrong, like I said, I don't know, It's recommended, they tell you perks to offer, etc., but it's not a requirement. Okay, thanks, Ams. And sing, spell, read, and writing better than hooked on. You're saying fucking words I can't fucking say again, you people. I'm ignoring you and you, Dove Kitty and PJ, because they keep saying words I don't get. I'm joking. Phonetics. Is that what? Am I saying it right? Phonetics. Oh my god, I really am dumb. Like, I swear to God, I really am dumb. Oh, shit. Phonics. Okay. Thank you. I have membership program. You should too. But it doesn't give us those who pay like special streams. So you don't even do it like why join. So it's good to do members only streams here and there. Yeah, I've got the option too. They've given me the option too. I'm not sure it would be a pointless. I think it'd be quite pointless right now, just because I don't think anybody would join a membership to my channel. Whether I feel differently in a little bit, I don't know, but with what's going on right now, I don't think I would get anyone to be a member or anything like that. So I haven't been given the option. They keep telling me that I should do it, but I just don't think anybody would be a member of such. I was gonna do it and then like offer weekly readings from the forum members, but I had to leave mum stuff. You're not dumb, just English different pronunciations. Oh look, I said a big word. I write phonetically and I speak phonetically as well a lot of the time. I'm pretty lucky because Dove literally knows a lot of the words that we say in the UK, so she can pretty much like steer me in the right direction. Hope you're all doing okay. We just talking now. We did a, I don't know if you want to go back after it's finished. We did a just a stream, just sort of going through the different anxieties and stuff. 0 perks for that job, by the way. Yeah, there are 0 perks, literally 0. She gets nothing. She just ends up having to tell me how to say things, and then ends up telling me that she was right and I'm a bitch. That's your perk. You get to call me a bitch. And tell me, is it too soon to tell you that I was right? Did you colour your hair, Joe? It looks great. No, I just washed it. I just washed and dried and straightened it. Same, I don't feel the need. I might do it later. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Ams. I literally might do it and just sort of see what I can. But right now I think like Can you imagine if we added a member button? There'd be uproar. I know, right? We should do it at the same time. Let me know when you're doing yours and I'll do mine, and we'll do it at the same time, so then they can have a go at us both together. That would be good. We'll do it at the same time. Oh, you're talking about pronunciations. I watch programs and realise I'm switching and saying American ways and British ways. Yeah. I would become a member for you, Joe and Amzi. Ah, thank you, Black. That's nice. I'm thinking about sort of adding in like sort of what's it called, like doing card readings, like weekly card readings, and when I'm doing readings in general, members get to the top of the list. So like say a member comes in halfway through, they'll get moved to the top of the list kind of thing. So I'm trying to sort of rotate it around that. I think I appreciate that you have your discussion about your anxiety and being so open. Thank you, Lisa. What's she saying? What did I say? And just when have I ever called you a bitch? All the time in your head. I know you're thinking it, bitch. No, actually, no, that's me calling you a bitch. Yeah, I'll take that back. I will be to watch the anxiety portion all over. I'm sure I can relate. Yeah, I was trying to kind of, we've spoken about it, Ams, and so you understand me a lot more probably than others, because we have had that discussion and you know what sort of makes me tick a little bit. So I think you'll probably understand where I'm coming from a lot more, but I was just saying like that, I don't know how it affected me, like, you know. That's the perk. Joe calls you're a bitch. Yeah. See? Lisa says, I think any of the anti-KJ groups, hate groups included, Little Red needs to get new content and move on. I think they will get to that point. It won't carry on forever, F you all. It won't carry on forever. You know, you can only do it for a certain amount of time, and like Amzi will tell you the same. Like, you can only do that for a certain amount of time, and it takes a toll on you. It really, really, really does. It's like, I can pay to be a member, but I don't get the perks. Huh. That's weird. I don't know. It's... It does. It really does take a toll on you. It really does. You know, I went hard for Kate D for, oh my god, how many months? Like a lot of months. I was pissed, you know, especially like with the screenshots and all that. I was mad. Like, I was mad. Lisa J, I agree, everyone should do it in their own thing. Like Joe, perfect example. Yeah. No, with Katie Joy, you'll never run out. Did you see the warp dance? No, I didn't. Everyone was on about this on Twitter. I literally just sort of like flew through Twitter. I didn't really sort of go into it, but people were talking about it. And I know I had to ask somebody if that was like a hate. Somebody did a video and I was like, is that a for or against? Like, I genuinely didn't know. Hey says, Lisa, Little Red isn't a bad person as far as I can tell. I don't think anybody thinks Little Red's a bad person. I really don't. I don't think anyone thinks like, oh my god, Little Red's a piece of shit, or Little Red's this. I honestly don't think anybody thinks that. I think everyone actually likes her and finds her funny. But I get it. If you don't find the humour, you need to watch Red's commentary, then just don't watch She Never Stops, KJ. Plus she's getting bigger, so she's just gonna get more haters. That's true. And it does work like that. Like, if you look back to when I started the channel, like, KJ still had like us lot hating her as such, you know, and now a lot of us have moved on. New people are coming in and she got new people hating her, and I think that's what's going to continually happen. It might not necessarily be, let's use Little Red for an example, it might not necessarily be Little Red for the next year. Little Red might get to a point and go, fuck, this is boring, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to do that. Do you know, you just don't know. But then Little Red she might think, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna like show her for what she really is, or, you know, I'm gonna do this, or you just don't know what, you know, what people are gonna move on to. For me personally, I couldn't do it for any longer. I really couldn't. It was way too much work. It was affecting me and my health. Rewrite it, cute, just in case I missed it. I started watching when she had under 20, before the Amber stuff, right before the Amber stuff. I started watching her when she had 5. I think it was 5 or 7. Then I started watching her, and I actually liked her to start with, even though she was a bit sarky and, you know, a bit like, meh. I still didn't mind so much. It didn't actually bother me that much. But then when she then went to the whole degree of like literally, you know, going after people, that's when I moved away. Amzi, I actually think I subbed to your channel before I saw her channel. Yeah, Amzi's had her channel for quite some time now. Right, what are we on? I'm going to have a fag and then I'll shift my butt. I started watching her when she did the pseudoscience debunker. I cried last night watching Little Red when Keon came in and made Flossie cry. What happened? Black, what happened? Same, I like KJ. She did stuff on Todd Chrisley, but I could sense she was sneaky. And I think everyone can sense that with her. I don't even like the people who generally go hard for her will sense of her sneaky stuff and like what she does and what she doesn't do. But again, if you're willing to, you know, be okay with that, then, you know, you shouldn't be say that she shouldn't be watched, like, you know. Oh, did he say something nice? Hope so. Hey, Elliot. Yeah, what happened? Like, Black, tell me what happened. He was in the chat. He shared a screenshot again last week about Flossie's boy. Oh, god dang. Was that on the video that he did about LB? Flossie got very emotional when she talked about how she feels since Abe passed, and her wish was not to have Abe discussed making videos about these damn screenshots and LB. But LB told him to do that, didn't she? Because I saw in Keon's comments, TT telling him thank you. So I'm guessing that if TT knows about it and was thanking him, now Leslie knew about it as well. Keon was a troll last night and had Flossie crying. Flossie got upset about Keon talking about Abe and the screenshots. That must have been so hard for Flossie. Her voice recording again, it was disgusting. He could have at least apologised to Flossie. Wow. It's not up to LB to talk about that baby. I agree. I came in after it happened, made me so mad. It's probably a good job you wasn't in there, Ams, because you probably wouldn't have been able to keep your mouth shut, girl. You know what you're like. You know what you're like. That would have made you mad. You would have lost your shit. I did watch the whole video, I must admit. I didn't, but I'd seen the comment that TT had made about, thank you so much for doing this, so I'm guessing they knew. He interviewed LB. I'm convinced Keon is heartless, just saying. Yeah, just came back. Keon had a conversation with Leslie, yes, but Keon knew he'd edit his video. Keon is another one with no empathy. So he just came into chat sharing screenshots. That's harsh. I'm gonna have to watch the whole video, I think. Yes, Joey's video mentioned her son, and it's not okay, nor is it okay for LB to make that call, especially when Flossie has asked it not to be mentioned. No, you're right. Plus, we, or some of us, made a mistake on a lady named Anne White. We all apologised. But who is Keon and what the fuck? Just saying. Just wow. She did discuss the screenshots, and Keon had no right to make the video without speaking to Flossie first. I'm gonna have to watch this damn video. I think it was heartless and just as determined to go after Sam. And I think that's the issue, like, and I think I'm as guilty in that early on as well, that I wanted, and I think we all are in some aspects, we wanted Kate D to pay so badly for those screenshots that we forgot, not that we forgot, that's not the wrong word, but you know what I'm trying to say, like, we forgot that there's a little boy involved in this, there's a mother grieving involved in this, and I think that kind of took a back seat on us wanting whoever did those screenshots to pay. Does that make sense? And I think we sort of forgot that in the midst of this, a mummy had lost her son, and we all, me and everyone else, was still talking about it. And I think we sort of, I don't want to say that we lost that, because we didn't, but it was just, I don't know how to explain it right. I don't know how to explain it right. I'm trying to explain it, and I'm really struggling to explain it. Why would LB interview with him? I don't know, Ems. I thought the same thing. Dove says some people got upset with Little Red because she refused to play and review the video out of respect for Flossie. Fair play to friggin' Little Red. Bravo to Little Red. She's a 20k channel, for fuck's sake. And that was what, like, I know I've spoken to you about it, you know, but I don't think I've like spoken about it on there. Like the fact that she has 20+K in her live stream, like as she got on her channel, and she has hundreds of people on her live stream. And I think that's what a lot, that, you know, she sits there and she can belittle someone like me, her sister, and like Flossie's not a fan of me, and that's okay. Like, she doesn't have to be. That's perfectly fine. You know, she wants to hate me, that's perfectly fine. But I can't just, and I know Flossie would like everyone to stop talking about Leslie and to just leave her alone and all, but when somebody does something, it feels like everyone else in the YouTube community will have consequences for their actions, and it feels like Leslie never does. And that's just my opinion. That's not anybody else's opinion. That is just mine. I don't know. I can't put it into words. I'm sorry, I tried. I can't. Maybe Albie just wanted to get her series of events out there. I assume Flossie would have known, but evidently not. No, Flossie wouldn't have known that. There's no way. I'm not happy about his video, and I don't jump into this. You all know me to try and balance. Flossie crying broke my heart. I wanted to comfort her. Flossie just wants people to shut up and stop discussing her child. I don't think she cares about people discussing LB. Yay, I made you live. Hi, Patty. Yeah, I just, it's super hard to be okay with, and I will watch the whole of Keon's video. I will watch it. Leslie had a conversation. I called it an interview. Sorry, it was a conversation. Okay, for the people who've seen Keon's video, then did it sound like Leslie was giving an interview or just having a conversation? Because she clearly knew it was going to be put out, right? I think we are all aware of the series of events. I agree. I agree. Conversation. Voice memo. I'll have a watch. Keon talked via text to Leslie's, answering him mainly in video memo. So like just like she normally does. Yes, Flossie spoke on Red's channel and she was not happy that Abe was brought up in any regard. And screenshots. It seems she would have known there were things in the vid I was not aware of. I don't know. It's I get where Flossie's coming from, like the fact that, you know, who wants to be continually like have their child brought up. I get that. I really, really do. I don't quite, I'm with Amzi on this one. I don't understand why Leslie would give an interview to Keon. I honestly don't. It is still so fresh for Flossie, my heart breaks. Joe, my feelings are that it gave Leslie the way to explain things from her point of view. But she has her own channel. That doesn't make any sense. You would think Albie would have told her sister. No, not at all. I wouldn't, but I know. He asked questions and answered them. It's done maybe to wait till Albie gave him permission to release the video a few weeks ago. Oh, right, okay. It's 9 months today. His poor boy needs to be dropped from people's mouths. Flossie is the only one who should ever be able to talk about her angel. I think Flossie said her and Albie don't talk anymore. No, they don't. Leslie keeps controversy off her channel until she was sat there with like hundreds of people telling people that I'm dumb and I'm stupid and she would never allow somebody like me around her children. During Little Red Stream, Keon apparently talked about Abe and showed screenshots while Flossie was there, an interview or something with Albie. I think Flossie didn't know about this. It's just so sad. It is just, I don't know. Oops. It is just like, I can't even put into words how I would feel around this time. I agree, Amzi. I really do. I agree. Amzi said we should just probably not mention the baby anymore out of respect. It's been 9 months too. No, Flossie didn't know about the video until last night. Oh my god, poor Flossie. But she just fighted that video. Has anybody actually spoken about it? Nobody have though, have they? Like, I know like Little Red don't speak about it. I don't know. I'm just... What a shock for her. Yeah. That's just so heartbreaking. Little Red Channel is just about taking people down. Patty, that's a pretty unfair statement. How did Keon share screenshots? What a guest. Actually, exactly, and she's spoken about her side. No, makes no sense. And Keon, what the fuck? I thought nobody'd spoken about it. I know when, I know he was speaking about it when KJ got the transcripts with the Steve thing. When I gave that to KJ, I know he was on about that then, because he was asking questions about it, but that was months ago. So but somebody did just say then it was months ago, and he's been waiting for Leslie to give him the go ahead. So someone demanding that they share a couple of nights earlier. What, I've missed something. That's the way I was. That is why I was so heartbroken with Flossie cried. It was a reminder of her devastating loss and what happened in December. She wanted answers to why he posted them. That's right, Patty. I used to think so. I opened my eyes and started watching everyone. I think Little Red is actually really smart, but sure, she isn't nice about Katie. One could say that what Uni's channel is about, Patty. I think whoever's quote unquote side you're on, where it comes to taking people's channels down and stuff, like, I think they've all done it. Like, they've all done it in some shape or form. They really have. It was unnecessary to do this. Very bad, Joe. Also, Keon was asked by Leslie not to talk about this. Keon said on Twitter he wasn't going to talk re-screenshots to follow Leslie's wish. He broke it. Oh, wow. No, Elliot, you're not. I was still trying to figure out what this friggin' mass flagging was about. I know we spoke on it a little yesterday. And that video that she said to flag of Little Reds, I can't find it. Well, that makes much more sense. I can't believe he did that, like, without. Oh my goodness, what a mess. What a bloody mess. I was watching both streams live in colour when that happened. Mass flagging was Little Red's from yesterday. Little Red removed it or edited out the bit at the end. No, it's completely gone. I couldn't see it at all. Like, I literally could not see it at all. I never watched Little Red, so her and her chats, that's about it. I probably know, Paddy, but I respect you and you have your opinion. Yeah, I respect Patty's opinion. Well, we've been on 2 hours, guys, so I'm gonna get off because it's 7 o'clock here and I want to eat curry because I'm bloody starving. For those who came in late, there is bits at the beginning about anxiety. If you want to sort of miss those bits out, go to about an hour and that sort of misses those bits out. At least we agree on cat stuff, Giddy. Actually, regarding Flossie, she should cancel that stream. I didn't see it, so I can't see it. I did try and look after it was brought up yesterday. But can somebody send me the link to Keon's stream, please, so I can actually sit and watch it, so I know what the hell is going on, if you don't mind. But I'm gonna get off, and I appreciate everyone joining me and being here. So happy I got to spend a little time in chat. I might come back on later after I've had food just for a little chat, but I'll definitely let you all know. Spread love, not hate. I'll rewatch girl. We got to do true crime soon. Got a collab. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Yeah, I'm so up for that, Arms. Whatever you need, let me know. I'll help. Okay then, bye guys. Thank you so much for joining me.